When you go to the movies, we know that what you really want to see is the Avengers kicking some ass. They're the ones who got your butt in the seat. But who are the people who make them look good? The ones who run the cameras, set the lights, give them props to hold, sets to walk on, imaginary monsters to battle, without whom all you've got is Mark Ruffalo in a onesie looking like a Nintendo controller on his way to a rave. That's why we're here, to introduce you to some of the people you might not have realized make the movies you love so much. These are the unsung heroes of the MCU, the backbone of every film production. This is how the Avengers were really assembled. Hey kid, you want to make a movie?
We're not there yet.
Movie making is a complicated process that takes innumerable people to accomplish. I mean, we could get into a whole fascinating thing about hiring crews, location scouting, set building, the difference between a line producer and a production manager, preliminary wardrobe, makeup and camera tests, shot listing.
Breathe, focus, keep it simple.
We're just going to focus on a few key behind-the-scenes jobs you might not have considered while you heaped all of your praise and/or hatred on the lead actor and director. Let's begin at the beginning, shall we?
Back it up, huh? That's it. Back it up.
With a phase known as pre-production. First thing we're going to need is money.
Asleep for the danger, awake for the money.
A lot of money. And that doesn't even include the marketing budget. Quick rule of thumb, take however much money your movie costs to make and then double it.
It's pretty well funded.
Wow.
All right, so we've got the dough. It's time to spend it. First, we need a script.
Stop listening after you said we need a plan.
Let's call up some guys like these two. They're screenwriters, and they're kind of a big deal. Just how big exactly? Billions. With a B.
We're the ones that are locked in the room and sort of being fed under the door.
And lots of the time, even they're not enough. What about all the uncredited writers who come in to do polishes and punch-ups? We're not supposed to talk about that. But we're going to spend whatever it takes to get this script into Marvel shape. And even then, it's going to change on set anyway. It's really the studio notes process that shapes the thing.
Just because something works doesn't mean that it cannot be improved.
Truth. So, script, check. All right, who wants to be team leader?
There shall be no knifing one another. Everybody knows who's in charge.
Exactly. That's why Kevin Feige has the title producer and not executive producer. A producer actually produces things. They get in there day after day to ensure that whatever needs to happen in order for the movie to get made actually happens. All right, we've got money. We've got words. We've got the HBIC. We've got a movie, right? Wrong.
So we expand our team.
Before a second of the film is shot, artists are hard at work envisioning what could end up on screen. A process known as storyboarding. Dope.
Yes.
Storyboarding is one of the few aspects of filmmaking that's remained largely unchanged since the 1930s. Also called shooting boards, the technique was developed by Disney animators who realized that rather than animating entire scenes that might or might not work, they could draw single images on separate sheets, pin them to a bulletin board, and lay out the story as a visual outline before actually getting started. Live-action directors soon adopted storyboarding to save time, money, and effort. Hitchcock storyboarded extensively and rarely looked through the viewfinder on set because everything he needed to see had been laid out on the boards in pre-pro. You know who draws his own storyboards? That's right, y'all. Release the Snyder boards already! Peter Ramsey, Academy Award-winning co-director of Into the Spider-Verse, actually started out as a storyboard artist and still posts some of his work online. And Jon Favreau, aka director of Iron Man, aka chubby, lovable friend in Rudy, aka Rocky Marciano. Oh, so much baby oil. Favreau said every movie he directs starts with the same step. Him and a bunch of storyboard artists converting script pages into images. But wait.
How do we then turn this into a real world that we can shoot?
Excellent question, Dan Henna, production designer of Thor Ragnarok and apparent love child of Peter Jackson and George R.R. Martin. Once the storyboards are finalized, what comes next, Dan?
We start to get a crew, and we start to get concept artists and their vision takes it into another place, and then we get set designers and their vision brings it into another place. And everyone, we'll end up with sort of 300 or 400 people in our art department, construction department, who all bring something to this party. 300
people in just one department, and an actor hasn't even set foot in front of a camera yet. Speaking of actors, where are they right now?
What kind of twisted parlor game's going down here?
Don't worry, We'll get into that guy more next time.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for phase 1 of how the Avengers were really assembled. Next time, we're moving on from pre-pro to pro-pro, which is what pro-pros like us call production.
Cut. Great. Cut off. That's it.